Hello folks, this is Aitan Ajha from inspiredtorise.com, and today we have the Coolpad Dazen 1 here with us for a full review of this device and a hands-on. And as you can see, the device, it's a 5-inch device. It has a 5-inch 1280 into 720p HD IPS display, and the pixel density is 293 pixels per inch. The display is somewhat sharp and the colors are bright and vivid. The glass on the phone seems okay, and on the back you have a very matte finish. The plastic feels okay in the hand, but as you can see, it gets dirty too with time. Right now we are able to clean off the dirt really easily, but over time it will be easily known to you whether the device can remain dust free or not. So that's something. And here you have the speaker grill over here, you have the back camera on the back side in the center, you have the LED flash over here, you have a small hole for the camera microphone, and you have the 3.5mm jack over here. And apart from that, as you can see, the phone has soft touch capacitive keys on the front which light up when you use them. And here you have the micro USB port, and here you have the volume rocker on the side. So that's all in all for the phone. The phone does feel sturdy in hand. The phone has a really good finish in terms of when you hold it in the hand. It's not too heavy, it's lightweight, and the phone has 2 GB of RAM, a 1.2 GHz Snapdragon 410 processor, and a 5 megapixel front camera, which we will show you more here. So actually we took a lot of photos with the camera, and so this is the front camera in action. So this is a photograph that we took, but the clarity is not that great. The 5 megapixel shooter, it's okay for Instagram and other Facebook uploading. And as you can see, this is the picture taken from the back camera, the 8 megapixel back camera. The Nirvana photograph was in the clear focus. So as you can see over here, the Nirvana photograph came out clear, but when you go on the sidelines and you look at the Eminem over there, he's pretty jagged. So and even the clock has jagged edges. So the camera has the camera is 8 megapixel, but is certainly not the best in class or the really clear, but you get a lot of effects with the camera. For example, when you click on the pro mode, you get a lot of settings for adjusting everything, as you can see over here, video, photo, pro, and everything. And apart from that, when you are in the photo mode and you switch to the front camera, so as you can see, we switch to the front camera. So when you switch to the front camera, you get an option for beautify. So example, as you can see right now, look at my head, you can see all of the pimples over there, but as I turn on beautify more and more, everything just smoothens out. So that's one of the things that people might like, those people who really want all of this stuff. So I just clicked the photograph and you can see the smoothing effect. I had a lot of pimples over there, but they were smoothened out. But that would lead to really blurry images. In almost all of the conditions. And now let's just test the music playback for this device. The sound quality, as you could see, the speaker is on the back, and when you place it on a really flat surface, the sound will be muffled. So that's one of the really great cons of this device. And let's just play a track for you so that you might get a better idea about the sound quality of this device. So as you can hear, the sound quality is cool. You can hear the guitar tone, you can hear the background effects. The bass is good. The speaker has a good bass, but the one great con was that the phone does not stand up to its own. It does not have a stereo speaker solution. So when you keep the phone on a flat surface, it would muffle up the sound. So that's one of the really bad things. If you have a habit like me to keep your phone on a smartphone on a table while you are doing stuff, you might not even miss your calls. So that's one of the really bad things. And now let's just test the video playback of this device. So we would run a full HD video for you, and then we would run a 4K HD video for you, so that you might get a better idea about how well the device stacks up. So this is a full HD video, 1920 into 1080p. So as you can see, there is no lag, and Bruno Mars can sing really well. So there is almost no lag in the full HD video, but when we run the 4K HD video, you can see the frame rates dropping. Till now it's okay, but at a point the sound would be lost in the overall video as the video runs, and the device gets heated up while playing the 4K HD video because it's a really taxing task for the device. Till now the device didn't lag, but if we just push back and forth in the timeline, you can see the device has difficulties rendering stuff. Till now we didn't drop any frame in terms of missing the audio. So that's one of the cool things of this device, that it's able to actually hold its own against the 4K HD video. Now let's just show you other things about this device. So that was video playback and music playback for this device, and let us just show you the innards of this device. So the device, as you can see, it has two toggles for settings, the most used settings and the all settings. So when you tap on the all settings, you get all of the settings: dual SIM settings, get call settings, data connection, location, sound and vibration, display, notification and control center, smart control, lock and security, printing accounts and everything. So when you click on the about phone, you get a full configuration info. The model number Coolpad 8297L, 100 CPU is by Qualcomm, quad-core 1.2 GHz, 2 GB of RAM. The internal memory is really less. Total internal memory is 8 GB, but you can always put an external SD card in it. And right now we have really filled it up to the brim. It has Android 4.4.4 KitKat. And now let us just review other things on this device. Now we would just run up the benchmark that lots of benchmarks that we have over here. So we will run the Nina Mark II, which is the graphics test benchmark, and we would resume this video in a short while to show you the whole score. So we ran the test and we got the score of 52.4 FPS, which is somewhat okay for a device like this, which has the Adreno 306 GPU. So it's not the best in class, for example 60 frames per second as we had seen on the Asus Zenfone 2, or 59.7 as we had seen on the Moto X, but still it's a good score. And let us just run the other benchmarks that we have over here. So we will now just run the AnTuTu benchmark that we have over here, and we would see the overall performance of this device. So it asked for a network connection. As you can see, the whole UI has a look and feel inspired by iOS. So that's one of the really different things about this device. And if you press it long enough, you can see the active videos, open windows. It's really reminiscent of the Xiaomi's MIUI, and you can just close this and you can go back to this window. So we would just switch on a Wi-Fi, so give you a better idea about the AnTuTu benchmark. So let's just run the AnTuTu benchmark on the Coolpad Dazen 1 and give you a better idea about how well the device performs. So we had tested it once earlier. It had a score of around 19,000. We will test it again because this time we have filled up the device to the brim, and we would test how good the device runs this time. We would resume the video when we have the final scores. So we have resumed the test AnTuTu benchmark, and as you can see, the FPS are really low, in the range of 2.5, 4.5, 2, 3, and as you can see, that's the really that lag is just too much, and you can't expect decent gaming on this device with so much lag. But still, it would be an okay performer. And as you can see, the only place where you had a frame per second of greater than 1514, where the image was okay without lags, but everywhere there were a lot of lags in the whole scenario. And so as you can see, so the device has a score of 19,984, which is by no means a really great score. And as you can see it over here, the 3D graphics score is really less, 2D graphics score is less as compared to a lot of devices out there. So as you can see, it's even below the Asus Zenfone 5, and the device is seriously not meant for playing games. It can't play all of your games really nice. So that's one of the really caveats on this device. And as you can see, apart from that, the overall UI look and feel is all inspired by MIUI, and you can see everything on the front. But if in case you want, you can always change things, and you can always install Google Now launcher or any other custom launcher, and you can even install icon packs to give your phone a different look. But apart from that, the phone is good. It has a battery life of around 1 day or 1.5 day, depending upon how you use it. It has a battery of 2500 mAh, and it lasts you through the day. And the call quality on this phone is not as great as that on Motorola phones, but it's still okay. It's between good and excellent. And as we already told you about the phone, that it was launched just in May 2015, just the previous month. And apart from that, the overall build quality of the phone is really great. And who should buy this phone? This phone retails for a price of 6999, which is roughly 7,000. And for a price of 7,000 rupees, who should buy this phone? This phone is meant for people who are willing to experiment right now, and who would like this kind of UI. This phone is basically the competition against the Redmi 2, and the Redmi 2 really wins up this competition. It's not as great as the Redmi 2, but still, with the display quality and the overall brightness and vividness and everything that the phone comes with, it's an okay phone. It's okay for those people who might want such a phone, and who might not like Xiaomi's phones for the overheating, which this phone does not have. It only overheats while you are playing 4K HD videos. And let's just play the games to test the overall graphics performance. So we have the Subway Surf. So while we would not recommend this phone for heavy gaming, but still we found out that the games run pretty decent on this phone. So basically a basic user might run Subway Surf, so it plays out okay, and you have really no lags on the Subway Surf. Right now this phone only has 0.51 gigabytes of free storage, and as you can see, it was okay. Even any of the things didn't take any lag. So we would just run another heavy game that we have over here, Spider-Man. So this is the Spider-Man, Unlimited Spider-Man game that we have over here. We would run this to give you a fair idea of how it runs graphic intensive games, as we already have set the graphics of this game to highest possible levels, and this game really takes a toll on the overall processing power of the phone as it progresses, because the speed of the game increases and the speed of running of the player increases. And let's just play, and we would start it. So as you can see, there is a definite lag in the overall starting of the game, and the adverts are too much inside the game, and so the game just begin. And you can see till now the game performs okay. The Spider-Man that we have over here is running okay. The graphics are okay, and as you can see, there was not much lag. So till now it was all okay. It was good, in good faith. So as you can see, you can do pretty much, you can do some decent gaming on the phone. And let's just run the quadrant benchmark to give you another fair idea about the phone, and we would just resume this when we have the scores for the quadrant benchmark. So the device has a score of 10,733 on the quadrant benchmark, which is way less than the great phones out there. But as you can see on the comparison benchmark of the previous phones, it's okay according to them, but still way less than the other phones out there. And as you could see, the overall sorting of the applications is done by itself, and you don't get an option to, you can add the different folders, you can categorize them just like it's on iOS, and you also have the clear function. One of the good things about this phone, as opposed to the Xiaomi's Redmi 2, is that the phone always have 1.3 or 1.4 gigabytes of free RAM. So that's one of the things that makes the overall experience really great on this phone, as opposed to the Redmi 2, which has the MIUI, which really takes a lot of RAM and which is really a load on the overall system. The Coolpad, which has the different OS provided by Coolpad, different skin provided by Coolpad, it feels great, and it is really, it has no visible lag. And as you can see, we have a clock over here. These are the small touches which make the overall experience of the device great. So if you want a device which is good for watching videos, which is good for listening to music, and which is good for placing normal calls, and a device which can run games decently but don't expect hardcore gaming, and a device which has a good daily battery life and average to okay camera. So then this is the device which you should go for at a price of 6,999. And as you can see, the overall looks and everything of the device don't disappoint, and so it's an okay device for that price for a company which has just started out in India, Coolpad. So this is Aitan Ajha from inspiredtorise.com signing off, folks. Don't forget to like our video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, keep visiting inspiredtorise.com.